PSA, Intel graphics drivers now collect telemetry by default. The latest version of Intel Arc GPU graphics software introduced an interesting change that isn't reflected in the release notes. The installer of the 101.4578 beta drivers add a Compute Improvement Program, CIP, component as part of the typical setup option that is enabled by default. Under the custom installer option that you have to activate manually, you get to select which components to install. The Compute Improvement Program can be unchecked here, to ensure data collection is disabled. The benignly named CIP is a data collection component that tracks your PC usage and performance in the background, not just that of the GPU, so Intel can use the data to improve its future products. Intel created a dedicated web page that spells out what CIP is, and what its scope of data collection is, whereas says that CIP does not collect your name, email address, phone number, sensitive personal information, or physical location, except for country. Intel CIP is functionally similar to the telemetry component of the GeForce software. NVIDIA's telemetry is installed and enabled by default along with your GeForce graphics drivers, and you cannot opt out from it, as it does not even figure in the custom installer options. AMD handles its version of CIP and telemetry in arguably the most transparent manner. The installer of AMD software Adrenalin presents the option to prevent its data collection tool from being enabled at the completion of driver installation, regardless of whether you've chosen the typical, driver only, or custom install options. There's an entire page of the installer dedicated to this. You see a large checkbox about data collection that's checked by default, but which you can uncheck, and complete installation.